Have you ever found yourself staring at an overwhelming task, knowing you need to start but just can't seem to get moving? You tell yourself, "I'll do it later," but later never comes. What if I told you that procrastination isn't a weakness, but a habit that you can break today?
Chapter 1. Understanding Procrastination. Procrastination isn't about laziness or lack of willpower. It's about the way we manage our thoughts and emotions. We put things off not because we're not capable, but because we're avoiding discomfort, fear, or uncertainty.
The psychology behind procrastination. Psychologists suggest that procrastination often stems from the discomfort of starting a task. It might seem easier to delay a difficult project rather than face it head-on, but the longer we delay, the greater the sense of dread grows, creating a vicious cycle.
Practical strategy. Start by acknowledging the discomfort. Instead of ignoring it, take small steps to confront it. Break your task into smaller, more manageable pieces. The less overwhelming it feels, the more likely you are to take action. Chapter 2. The cost of procrastination. Procrastination doesn't just waste time, it costs you your potential. Each time you delay, you're trading long-term success for short-term comfort. In the end, you lose time, energy, and opportunities that could have been yours. The ripple effect. Procrastination affects more than just one task. When we delay one thing, it starts to snowball into other areas of our life, affecting our relationships, career, and overall well-being. Practical strategy. Recognize the long-term cost. Write down the potential consequences of not completing a task. When you're clear on what's at stake, the motivation to take action becomes stronger. Remind yourself, this task will not just be done, it will bring me closer to where I want to be.
Chapter 3. Why we avoid action. Procrastination is often driven by fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success. We avoid starting because we're not sure we can handle the outcome. But here's the truth. Action is the antidote to fear. Understanding fear of failure. Fear of failure keeps us stuck in inaction. We'd rather avoid starting than risk failing. But in reality, failure is often the fastest way to learn and grow. Success doesn't come from perfection. It comes from trying, failing, and improving.
Practical strategy. Shift your mindset about failure. Start by accepting that mistakes are part of the process. Instead of fearing them, embrace them as stepping stones. If you fail, you learn. If you succeed, you grow. Either way, you win. Chapter 4. The 5-minute rule. Sometimes the hardest part is just getting started. But what if I told you that all it takes is 5 minutes to break the procrastination cycle? The 5-minute rule is simple. Just commit to starting for 5 minutes. After that, you can stop if you want. The magic of starting. Once you start, it's much harder to stop. That initial resistance tends to fade away after you've taken that first step. The key is to lower the barrier to action. Practical strategy. Commit to doing just 5 minutes of work. Whether it's writing, exercising, or organizing, the goal is to get started. Often, once you begin, you'll find it easier to continue. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just focus on the task at hand. Once you're in motion, finishing becomes much simpler. Chapter 5. The power of accountability. Accountability is a powerful tool in overcoming procrastination. When we know someone is expecting results, it pushes us to take action. But accountability doesn't just come from external sources. It can also come from within. Building internal accountability. You don't need someone else to hold you accountable. Start by setting clear deadlines and making a promise to yourself. Honor those promises. Your word is the most powerful motivator.
Practical strategy. Find an accountability partner, whether a friend, mentor, or colleague. Share your goals with them and check in regularly. Alternatively, set up a system where you track your progress publicly, like through social media or a blog. When others know your goals, it makes it harder to back out.
Chapter 6: Overcoming the Perfectionism Trap. Procrastination often masquerades as perfectionism. We delay taking action because we're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect outcome. But the perfect moment doesn't exist. The perfectionism cycle. Perfectionism is rooted in fear of judgment and failure. We want everything to be flawless, but this mindset keeps us stuck. When we constantly strive for perfection, we avoid doing the work altogether.
Practical strategy. Start focusing on progress, not perfection. Instead of trying to make every task perfect, aim for good enough. Commit to completing a task to the best of your ability in that moment, then move on. The more you practice this, the easier it will become to take action.
Chapter 7: Setting up for success. Environment and routine. Your environment plays a huge role in either promoting or preventing action. If you surround yourself with distractions or negative triggers, procrastination will thrive. But when you create an environment that encourages focus, action becomes much easier. Your workspace, the tools you use, and even the people around you influence your ability to take action. Make your environment conducive to productivity.
Practical strategy. Clear your workspace and remove distractions. Set up a designated area where you only do focused work. Establish a routine that includes time for breaks, but also time for deep, uninterrupted work. The more structured your environment, the easier it will be to get things done. Chapter 8: Rewiring your brain for action. Procrastination is a habit, a mental pattern that we've conditioned ourselves into over time. But the good news is that habits can be changed. Every time you take action, you're reinforcing a new habit. The more you act, the easier it becomes to act. Over time, the cycle of procrastination will shift toward a cycle of productivity. Practical strategy. Make taking action a habit. Start small. Set a goal to act every day at the same time, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Over time, your brain will start to associate action with success, making it easier to overcome procrastination.
Chapter 9: Celebrate progress, not perfection.
Most of us get discouraged when we don't see immediate results, but every step forward is progress. The key is to celebrate each small victory, no matter how minor it may seem. Procrastination often wins when we focus only on the end goal and forget to appreciate the steps along the way. Recognizing and celebrating progress motivates you to keep going.
Practical strategy. Every time you take action, no matter how small, celebrate it. Give yourself a pat on the back, take a break, or reward yourself with something enjoyable. Positive reinforcement will help break the cycle of procrastination.
Procrastination may feel like a powerful force, but it's not unbeatable. By understanding its roots, making small changes, and focusing on progress rather than perfection, you can break free from its grip and start taking action today. If this video inspired you to take action, hit that like button, share it with someone who's struggling with procrastination, and subscribe for more. Remember, the best time to start is now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Your future is built on the actions you take today.